Hi guys, welcome back. In this episode we're looking at citrus, and I've got a couple here in my garden, and this one here is a orange, and it is the Washington Navel. I put this in about 12 months ago, and it's just fruiting. Now normally with fruit, in the first couple of years you should take it off and let the plant sort of recuperate, or at least take 50% of the fruit off, which I will actually do. I just wanted to see how they were doing. Now, these citrus, normally speaking, you want to put them in a sheltered position and in a protected from the frost and full sun. That's what they like. They also like to be fed with a fair bit of nitrogen, magnesium, and potassium. Potassium is there. You can get you can get a free source of potassium or potash from your fire. If you've got an open fire or a fire in your place, then if you're burning just straight old logs, you can put a bit of the potash around the base of the plant. Now, that other plant has been in about 12 months. This has been in about 7 years. This is a Mayer lemon, and it's a really good lemon because it's probably one of the most cold tolerant citrus out there. And this particular Mayer lemon is just slightly sweeter than the normal lemons. Now, your normal lemons are not as cold hardy. This is the particular Mayer lemon that is cold hardy. It's the one I normally recommend in my landscape plans for people to put in their back gardens. It's good because it doesn't get too big. It's about 2.5 meters by 2.5 meters, which is a good size. Now, you can put lemons in landscaping just in a border, and that way, you know, they're protected by other plants. Now you can see it's with that particular lemon, it fruits pretty much year-round, which is good, and it's thornless. Another citrus that I've got here at the moment is a Clementine Mandarin. If we have a look at this one here, there it is there. Nice green foliage, which is good, but it's not fruiting. And part of the reason why it's not fruiting is it's in a too shady a spot. It is actually being shaded out by this Casamora, which is another temperate fruiting plant, which we might have a look at later. So yeah, that's the mandarin. Now when you're growing fruits, you've got to grow fruit that you like. Now I like mandarins, I like oranges, and we use lemons in the kitchen, so that's kind of good for us. I'm not particularly keen on Tangelos, and I'm not particularly keen on grapefruit, so I don't grow those in this particular garden. But if you like those, then we'll go down to the nursery soon and we'll look at some varieties that would be suitable to grow in your garden. There's some seedless ones that I would definitely recommend, and ones that are just more prolific in their fruiting. One of the things you can do if you get a lot of fruit, you can cut the fruit in half, like things like the oranges, which are sweet, and you can just pin them out in the garden, and the nectar feeding birds will come down and they'll feed on them, which is really good. It helps the birds out, which then the birds will help you get rid of insects and bugs in your garden, which is all beneficial. Good thing about citrus and things like oranges and that, full of vitamin C, which is good for your skin, good for your health, immunity, and supposedly good for anti-cancer as well. What else? So in the orange you've got ascorbic acid, which is the vitamin C part, and then you've got citric acid, which is the bitter part so you've got two acids in there, but the ascorbic is the vitamin C, the citric is more for the flavorings. Okay guys, we're going to take a look down to the local nursery and see what varieties are available. We've got citrus on special at the moment at $30, normally $40. Okay, so here's some mandarin varieties, and these ones I would sort of recommend. So the Satsuma mandarins are definitely the easy peel, seedless types of varieties that you want to grow. This one here grows to about 2 to 2.5 meters, be fairly sort of slow growing. Silver Hill is a particularly good variety that I normally recommend. It's got large crops of medium size, easy peel fruit, around about June or July fruiting. And the one that we have in my garden, I think is called Clementine, and that's very sweet, juicy fruit. So there's 3 good Mandarin varieties to choose. When it comes to grapefruit, this one's called Cutlass Red, but there's another one called Ruby Red, which is actually a very good seedless variety as well. And this one here, the Golden Special, which is generally the grapefruit do grow a little bit bigger, and that's a very popular variety, Golden Special, for grapefruit. For Tangelos, we've got Seminole. That's a variety, it's very juicy. Now, Tangelos are a cross between a grapefruit and a Mandarin. So if you like the sort of combination of those two, then that's a good one to pick. Now, just as a bit of a variety fruit, we've got lemonade. Now, lemonade is a sweeter lemon. It's almost like a cross between a lemon and a grapefruit, and it will produce fruit that you can pretty much eat, and that's not a bad variety. That's the lemonade variety of lemon if you want to eat lemons. There's a couple of navel oranges here. We've got Kakara, which I haven't heard of, and another one called Orange Best Seedless. So obviously that is a seedless variety. It grows to about 2 to 2.5 meters. This is a kaffir lime, and I can't see any fruit on this plant at the moment. It looks like it's doing quite healthy. And this is a one I haven't heard before. This is a lime quad. Got a kumquat, but this is a lime quad. And I guess that's going to be a bit like a lime. So these limes generally the most frost sensitive of the plants. And then we can see there's just a little lime quad. That's actually quite nice. It's quite cute, very smooth skinned, quite small. It's got sort of yellow on one side. And you see there's quite a few of them on here, smooth skinned. That's the plant there. So it's always a good idea to put plenty of compost around the base of the tree, but but keeping it away from right down by the neck of the trunk, and just around here. This is where the feeder roots are, and that will keep the moisture in and help to feed the plant. When citrus looks a little bit yellowy like this, and you can see a little bit of chlorosis in the leaves, it's usually a result of either lack of iron, or magnesium, or nitrogen. So generally this will need a little bit of extra fertilizer to keep it going. And the soil, these are prolific feeders on nitrogen, so you need to get maybe a citrus fertilizer. Now, mandarins can get this little bit of verrucosis or scab, citrus scab. That's one of the common things that they get. It's nothing to be too concerned about. It does just disfigure the outside of the skin. And you can also see that the verrucosis is also in the leaves here too. There's sort of blistering on the leaves. There's another sign of that disease. This is sooty mold. Sooty mold is generally a sign that there's some insect on it, and the excretions from the insect causes the mold to grow. So it's sooty mold. And you can see what we have is a little bit of mealybug. So lemon tree borer is something that does attack the citrus trees. It's just a little maggoty caterpillar that will bury itself into that and lay its eggs. So guys, that ends our little video on citrus. Hopefully you found it useful. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.